This is called a child's pose stretch, which is a great way to stretch the inner thighs, your spine, and your shoulders. In this stretch, I often have patients focus on their breathing, which is a great way to calm the nervous system before bed. So in this position, I would have you try to think about expanding your rib cage as you inhale. So as you breathe in, bring that back part of your rib cage up towards the ceiling. Then, as I bias the stretch to each side, I'm getting a nice stretch along the side of my abdomen and lower back, and can focus on sending my breath towards that side that's being stretched. This stretch is essentially a modified child's pose, so I'd recommend you can grab onto your kitchen sink and then send your butt backwards for this stretch. It's a nice way to stretch if you maybe have a difficult time getting on and off the floor, or if you just find yourself standing in the kitchen doing the dishes, cooking dinner, whatever it is that you're doing before bed, and then you're able to just do a stretch in between your activities. And here I also bias the stretch to each side so that I'm getting a nice stretch on each side of my abdomen and lower back. Here I'm using a foam roller to work on my thoracic spine extension. This is a stretch that I personally do before bed, especially on days that I was maybe sitting a lot more than normal or wasn't able to do a whole lot of activity. So my chest might be feeling tight, my spine might be feeling tight, and this is just a great way to open up the chest and spine so that then I can feel more comfortable sleeping rather than maybe feeling more stiff and tight. Here I'm doing thread the needle. This is another great stretch to open up the chest and help the thoracic spine move. When doing this stretch, it's important not to crank on the shoulders, so when I'm bringing my arm up towards the ceiling, I'm not pushing into a point of pain, I'm just going into a nice comfortable stretch. This can also be modified standing, so you could stand and perform this against a wall, again if you have a hard time getting on and off the floor, and you would still receive similar benefits.